Hey guys, welcome back to Saving Green. This is part 2 of a video series on what we love and don't love about the Honda Clarity. So today we're going to get into the things that aren't so hot, and hopefully Honda may improve them in next generations. Alright, welcome back to Saving Green. My name is Josh. So today we're going to talk about some of the things that we don't love so much about the Honda Clarity. And for those of you who are new here, Saving Green is a forum to help you save money and the planet at the same time. So buying an affordable plug-in hybrid, I think, is a wonderful way to do that. And the Honda Clarity is a pretty good choice most of the time. But it's not perfect. So what's the first thing that we don't love about it? No sunroof. So this car doesn't even have that as an option. No moonroof, no nothing. And if you compare that to the Tesla, which has this gorgeous moonroof, this panoramic thing, it's really nice, but we don't have that option. And I think they did that just to save money and weight and streamline manufacturing, but it is what it is. The second thing that isn't great about this car are the two included cameras. So the backup camera, the resolution is decent. It does have 3 different views that you can toggle between fairly easily, and it does automatically engage every time you back up the car. In fact, that's the only way that you can turn on the backup camera, is to put the car in reverse. And it does have some sort of proximity markers, but no audible input and no real automatic braking or stopping if like a small child or some vehicle were to suddenly just kind of run in the back of your car. So that is a little bit frustrating and not ideal. And as I said, the clarity on the screen itself, pun intended, just isn't that great. The other camera that's included is a side blind spot camera that automatically engages on default settings when you turn on your right turn signal. Now, I disabled it because I don't find it all that helpful. I mean, it does give you a little bit more of a view through your blind spot, which isn't that bad anyway in this car because there's already glass there. But nonetheless, it does give you a little extra view. And for example, if I'm going onto a median and I'm making like a long left turn, I need a little bit more view out of the right side of the car. Sometimes I'll turn it on just to kind of see where cars are coming from without having to turn my neck. But it's not as good as a typical blind spot like information or alerting system like other cars have. So I think that ultimately that would be better. It's better than nothing, but it's still not that great. The third thing is the Honda Link app. Now, in the other video, I talked about how it's mostly good. And yeah, it's decent, but it does lack some pretty critical features. And there are some elements to it that I just don't think are that great. So first of all, it doesn't allow you to turn the car off and on or unlock the car with the phone, which I guess is a good feature from a security standpoint, but there are other car apps that do allow you to do that. This does not. And also, while it does give you some handy inputs in terms of finding charging stations or points of interest, you can send navigation destinations directly to the onboard navigation app in the car. All that's well and good, but the climate feature doesn't work well at all. Whereas the key, you can just press the button to turn the fan on if you're approaching the vehicle. That setting doesn't work well on the app, and it gets timed out frequently. It might be because it needs Wi-Fi or some sort of satellite input, and where I park my car at work, I might not have that, but ultimately, for a feature that's supposed to automatically turn the climate on, it just works about 10% of the time. Not to mention the fact that the app is just a bit glitchy, and I don't think it's Honda's best effort overall. The fourth thing that isn't great is the infotainment system. It's got some capacitive buttons on the side. I mean, it works and it's functional, but it's a little slow, it's a little laggy, and it just isn't as sophisticated as a lot of other systems. Yes, it includes satellite radio, and as I mentioned in the other video, the sound system's pretty good. But when you compare it to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, I just don't think it's quite as good. Now, fortunately, this car does give you that ability to plug your phone in and use those resources if you want to. So I'm glad that they improved that, but the stock system just isn't that great. And the voice integration is also just not that responsive and ultimately gets things wrong a lot of the time. Now, the last thing that I don't love about this car is HV mode. Now, yes, I also mentioned that the driving modes overall, when the battery is charged, is a great thing, but when the battery is depleted and the car is solely dependent on the combustion engine, it is loud, it is slow, and it is very cumbersome to drive. I think that the car really requires the battery to be fully charged. And while having the ability to charge the battery from the engine is great to get the battery up to a certain amount of power to get you through the rest of the trip, I think that ultimately when the battery's depleted, this car just doesn't drive well at all. So as a hybrid vehicle, it works great, but as a gasoline car, really not good at all. So that basically wraps it up. Those are my 5 biggest nitpicky points about the Honda Clarity. Look, on the balance, it's a great car. It's affordable. I think that with the tax credits and with all that this car packs in at the price, it's really, really a great value. And overall, the features and the efficiencies definitely outweigh the negatives. But if you're looking at a new vehicle, I think it is important to know what you're getting into, and you should be aware of some of these drawbacks. So I hope that was helpful. Again, my name is Josh from Saving Green. Thanks again for checking out the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye. All right, so I'm out of battery. This is just the engine. Listen to this.